Good morning, everyone. This is Captain Tinsley, and welcome to the Salty Podcast, where it's always a great day to talk about sailing. I'm live at a very unusual time, 6 a.m. Central Time, in order to chat with my next guest, who is in New South Wales, Australia, where right now it's 9 p.m. tonight. I came across this guest on Instagram, and I was thrilled when he agreed to join me on the podcast. Brad's organization, Hang Loose Sailing, is a nonprofit that offers free sailing experiences to people living with PTSD, depression, and anxiety. Brad and his team see sailing as more than a lifestyle. It's a passion and a community, which is many of you that watch this channel will understand. Without further ado, I welcome Brad Farrar of Hang Loose Sailing. Welcome, Brad.
Oh, hi. Good. How are you? And good evening, or I should say good morning.
Yeah, good morning. I've got my coffee. The alarm came early this morning, but I'm glad to talk with you. So,
I should have bought a coffee out for myself, I think, to keep me awake.
or a cocktail.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, that might be more appropriate for you.
Yes.
So thank you for coming on. Let me give me 1 second here. Okay. So I ran across you on Instagram, like I just said, and I didn't even realize you were in Australia, so I was thrilled to hear that because I'm enjoying talking to people from all different areas on this podcast with sailings worldwide, right? And
Cool.
then you sent me a link, and I was like, oh, this is a very nice, worthy cause. So let me give you the first question. Um, I do want to talk about your sailing background, but first of all, just tell me what inspired you to start Hang Loose Sailing and a little bit of what it is.
It's basically what inspired me was my own living with PTSD, depression, and anxiety. I use my yacht as a time out escape from life, basically, just to forget the pain that you live with PTSD. And then I had last Christmas, I had some issues, which has put me back into a mental health issue where I had to see a psychologist again. And while I've been off, I thought I use my yacht to help me with a bit of recovery, basically. So I thought, how good would that be if I could offer this to anyone that has been living with PTSD, depression, anxiety? And I thought, I know how much it helps me to relax and escape. I'm hoping that I can give that back to the people, and hopefully they can get the benefit and the same enjoyment out of it that I do.
That's wonderful. I totally agree. That's when I'm out on my boat, I feel the exact same way, and most of the time I prefer to be by myself on the boat. So what kind of response have you gotten?
Oh, look, it's terrific. When it comes to the clients that we're looking for, which is I'm not sure about where you are, but we need referrals from a physician for people that have been diagnosed to come onto this service. So lots of people are waiting and anxious and can't wait till it's up and running in about a month's time, which is our springtime. So we've got a good response with some politicians that have come on board, both to try and help us, others that have helped us through social media. some local news, television news. The response from them is, and they're terrific. They're trying to also help us get this up and running because it's something new, and it's unheard of at the moment, and it's really starting to take a grasp with people thinking, "How good is this? Let's get on board." So, yeah, it's moving, and it's moving a lot faster than what I thought it would have.
That's great. What is your sailing background?
Oh, my sailing background. That's a funny one because I've been on the water since I was oh, a youngster, but not necessarily with yachts. It's mostly been power boats. And it wasn't till about maybe 20 years ago I bought my first yacht, and that was it.
Sailboat?
The hook was yes, the first sailboat, and that was it. The hook was sunk deep, and that was I've been stuck with the wind ever since. It's been absolutely a magnificent journey. So it's and I've had little tiny fiberglass catamarans too, just to get out and basically race around the lakes, and it's been an absolute terrific time. So there's probably about off and on 20 years, and as well as local racing that we do on a Wednesday twilight and every Saturday. So there's 4 hours a week that I just race, and it's magnificent. So I've had a little bit of experience, not enough that I'd probably take on our famous race, the Sydney to Hobart, but maybe one day.
Wow. Well, you've been doing it longer than I have. I started in 2015. I started taking lessons in 2012 and got my first boat in 2015. So, but I've made up for lost time.
Yeah.
um, what, how'd you come up with the name Hang Loose Sailing?
Um, what I did, I wanted to find something that was just. I basically put in a few words. I used Google, and I put in a few words and wanted other words that meant exactly the same thing. And while I was going down the screen, I saw hang loose, and I thought, that's it. That's what I want. I want everybody just to get out there and hang loose. Just chill, time out, freedom. So it was just basically Googling names until I could find something. I wanted something that meant stress free, and hang loose was it.
Perfect.
So, yeah.
Can you describe a typical sailing experience that you intend to give to the people that participate?
Well, what we do is because it's a 2 hour sailing experience on the lake, we offer they can either join in hands on, or just time out, put your feet up, take in the sights. But I find if you can involve um, people in the actual sailing itself, even if it's just grabbing a jib sheet, one each, one on the port, one on the starboard side. Right, that's your job for the next 2 hours. They get more enjoyment out of it. They're concentrating on that a lot more, so they're not thinking about anything else, and they're not thinking about that pain that bothers them and why they're with us. So, look, if we can give them a hands-on, all the much better for them, the experience, and hopefully we might make some more sailors.
I think that's a great idea. So, so you're getting referrals from healthcare providers?
Correct, yes. It's so you've got your doctors, psychologists, psychiatrists, even other healthcare providers that even the alternate sort of health providers with your holistic, your Reiki, these any of these people that are dealing with sufferers of mental health. Yeah, if I've got lots and lots of those alternate health providers on board too, who want to send clients to help with their healing process as well. So it's yeah, we're looking at that at the moment. So anyone that is a registered health provider, doesn't matter what type of what they provide, um, welcome. Everyone's welcome to come on and enjoy the experience.
Yeah, so the way I see is it doesn't have to run through an insurance company. It doesn't have to get official approval. If a doctor feels like this would be beneficial to somebody, they can send them right to you.
That's correct. Yes, and that's exactly how it works. It's all um, it's up to them to say, well, look, I feel the doctor or psychologist or psychiatrist or health provider, this would benefit you, and then yes, then they have to produce a referral, which the client will bring along and then give to me, and then yeah, we take them straight out. It's but in saying that too, because of anxiety and depression, now if they do get there and they put one foot on the boat and say, "Oh, it's not for me," that's
Mm.
more than fine. We can, we can sit and talk, or I can show them where all the local restaurants are and all the local good bars and clubs and eateries, and yeah.
I was
So
gonna
it's
say
it's
there are some parts of sailing that can cause PTSD if it's
yes,
bad weather.
yeah. Well, yeah, well, I think we've all been caught in some bad weather, that's for sure. Mm.
Yeah, so needless to say, you choose nice calm days, right?
Uh, you can't pick it. As you know, the weather guides are their own boss.
Have you how many people have you taken out?
I just I can't really say. There's been quite a few. So I can't really put a number on it, but it's been quite a few people. Not only just there's also friends and relatives, and you take them out as well. And but with our service with our providers, health providers, they have to have with really severe depression and anxiety, they have to supply a support worker with them, so they cannot actually
Oh,
come on the boat. That's a ruling with our health system. So they have to actually have a health provider with them. Also, too, as a solo sailor myself, I can't sail the boat and then have somebody that may be just a little bit overwhelmed and might need some calming. So therefore, they have to
sure.
provide or bring a support worker with them, or um, as I put it, um, a partner, their partner. If they wish to bring their partner, especially those that are suffering with PTSD, it's not just them, it's their partner as well, because the partner is also dealing with the
Mm,
effects of PTSD. So it's for the client and their partner to come out and experience and have a bit of relax and away from their life for a little while and just enjoy
sure.
it.
Have you gotten any feedback on from the participants?
Oh, look, everyone that comes sailing with me, everyone has a great time. There's no one has ever said, that I won't be coming back again. Everyone's always how great, how terrific, and it's just wonderful. So, and honestly, a bad day on the water is better than a good day in the office, isn't it?
Yes. Okay, so let's talk about let's see how people can donate.
Sure. We have three different ways. It's all through GoFundMe. So what we do is we've got a link on our Instagram page, which will take you to the GoFundMe. On the Facebook, we have a link to the GoFundMe, and then on our website, um, in the corner, we have a button that says "Please donate," which will also take you to GoFundMe, and then you just follow the instructions from there. Anybody could do it. It's quite easy to do, and we thank anyone that would like to do that.
Yeah, so I'm bringing up the website here, and here's the website. It's called hangloosesailing.org. Um, and up here in the corner, it says "Please donate," and there's the GoFundMe right there. And you said you just recently
Yeah.
got a donation from the States, from the United States?
Yes, there was a couple who her husband's a retired first responder, and they understand that what first responders can go through, and they can have some horrific traumas that they witness in their working career. So they were more than happy to pass on um, a donation to us, which was absolutely terrific because we are for everybody, first responders, defence personnel, veterans, nurses, just anybody that's being diagnosed with PTSD, depression, and anxiety.
So we have this comment here from Mike. Oh, impressive connection and technology. Um, so okay, so I do have a question. You mentioned before we went live that you're kind of in a catch-22
Yes,
with the funds. So
yes.
tell us what you need in order to get funds from large corporations.
Well, we need the reason the GoFundMe was set up was because in Australia we can't accept money, or big businesses will not donate money to charities unless they are registered with the Australian Charity and Not for Profit Commission. And to get registered with this government organisation, you have to have a lot of funds, which we don't have. So therefore, we're in a sort of that catch-22 where we need the funds to get registered, but the businesses won't donate because we're not registered, because then they can't claim it back through their tax at the end of the financial year, which is sadly, that's a lot of the big businesses here in Australia, that they look at it like that. It's what they can get back. If tax is one of the
Yeah.
things, they'll donate the money as long as they can claim it back when it comes tax time at the end of the financial year. So yeah, no, we're sort of stuck at the moment. We're relying heavily on donations from the public through the GoFundMe um, page that we have set up at the moment. And it has
Okay.
worked a bit. We've got a bit of money.
So if anybody wants to donate, please go to hangloosesailing.org, go up to the right corner of the website and click on donate, and then you can give with the GoFundMe link there, and help these guys get some donations from large corporations. What else would you like people to know?
Just that we're trying to do a great service to try and help as many people as we possibly can. Um, it's it's with living personally with PTSD, anxiety, and depression. I'm hoping that I can reach as many people and help as many people as I possibly can. And to do that, I would love the help of the public. Um, tell other people about what we do and how we can help those that are living with PTSD, depression, and anxiety. So basically, what we'd like is get the word out there, tell people
Yeah.
what we
Yeah,
do.
if everybody would please share this video, whatever platform you're watching on, and we are live on 5 platforms right now. But if you look above my head, you see all the different social media where my podcast is, and then you look above Brad's head, and you see all the it's just some of the platforms for the audio podcast. So literally, we are everywhere. And if you'd like to get the word out for Hang Loose Sailing, it would really help Brad and his team out if you could share this video and share hangloosesailing.org. And it's a great cause, Brad. Um, let's see if we have another comment here, Brad. We got some people watching.
Oh, that's terrific.
Okay, we have a
Yeah,
question
this
from
is
somebody local here. From Mike. He's a friend of mine. He's a sailor, also an island packet owner, as I am. When he takes out guests with PTSD, how involved and active have they been in actually sailing the vessel? And what I think you kind of answered this. And what reactions have your guests have they been? We kind of talked about that,
yeah.
but is there anything else you want to say about that?
Look, it's this for me when I see their reactions on their faces. It's because most people haven't done it before, and as I said, if you just give them a jib sheet each on each side of the boat, they are absolutely over the moon because they've got this opportunity to help with the sailing of the vessel, and it's just I've never seen so many happy faces in my whole life. It's amazing. Um, you know, I mean, sometimes they might panic a little bit. Am I doing the right thing? But it's always at the end of it, it's everyone's had a magnificent experience.
Well, I remember my first experience, and I was, this is about 15 years ago. The first time that I took lessons, sailing lessons, and the first time the instructor turned off the motor and we were moving by wind. That is a moment I'll never forget.
It's magnificent, isn't it? No, well, see, I'm self-taught. I've never sailed or been trained in sailing or had any sailing lessons. I remember when I first got my first sailboat, I bought a book and I read a book and then went out and just tried it. And yeah, well, that was it. That was the end of me. I read book after book and I just went out as often as I possibly could. Um, and back then I had an actual, uh, we call them trailer sailors, which is,
Mhm.
your sailboat on a trailer. And it was great because then I could just go everywhere I wanted to and put this boat in and sail all over these lakes and rivers and all over New South Wales. It was really really good, but self-taught. Um, yeah, never had any sailing lessons. The racing was
Well,
tough. That's when you learn, and that's when you know um, all the mistakes that you've been making up until that point. So, yeah,
now,
it
when you
was good.
sail, when you race, are you on a crew or are you doing this yourself?
No, I'm a part of a crew. We're on a 34-foot yacht, and it's called Bartender. And we race, yeah, we race that on Wednesdays for 2 hours on a Wednesday, and then we race 2 hours on a Saturday. And it's Saturdays are spinnaker races, where your Wednesday twilight zone is just your normal main sail, head sail racing. And it's very good.
Okay. Well, Brad, this has been great. I appreciate you coming on. It's such late notice too, and we had to work out the time difference and everything. Like I said, when my alarm went off at 5 a.m., I was like, "Oh no!" But this is definitely worth it. So yeah,
Yes,
we'll
it was
touch base with you another time and see how it's going, and
terrific.
maybe you'll get some. I hope you get some donations from this being out
Oh,
there.
it'd be
Again, it's
great.
Hang Loose Sailing. Before we go, tell us about the interview yesterday that you had with the national TV
No,
station?
yesterday was a national radio station. It's
Okay,
called the ABC, Australian Broadcasting Commission, and they actually got in contact with me because they'd heard about what I was doing and
that's
and the
incredible.
cause. And yeah, so they organised a live radio interview during their morning drive program, which was absolutely good. I've never done that's the first live interview I've ever done. I've done a couple where they pre-record you and then they do all the editing, and then naturally then it goes onto the radio. But it was very exciting, just like this is.
Yeah, and this is the first live video for you, right?
Correct, yes, and it was, trust me, I had a few little butterflies in the stomach before I came in.
Kind of gets the adrenaline going, like
It
when you're
does.
sailing and the wind
Mm,
gets going.
mm.
Okay, well, thank you so much. Again, we'll check back with you, and we'll go ahead and end this now.
Okay, and thank you very much for allowing me to tell the story of hang loose sailing.
I'm having trouble getting. Okay, here we go. Got some new technology, by the way. I'm still a little awkward with it. I like to end my podcast the same way every time, and that is this is Salty Abandon out.